Hey, welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Woo, hoot and hanny, what a day. Busy day at work. Poor old breakdown boys were getting smashed this morning. Ops didn't stop calling in. It was a busy day. That heat's getting through now. A lot hotter. Air cons, hoses blowing. Electronics not playing up. Gets pretty hot here in the Pilbara. Anywhere up to mid-50s. I've seen it on the temp gun, so we're starting to ramp up into that stage now. It's only probably high 30s, say low 40s, I guess, on the ground. So, yeah, poor old machines, cop a bit of a flogging, and it's starting to show, and we're getting a bit more work. So, we got a great bunch of guys that I work with in the breakdown team, so they had a big day and they smashed out a heap of work. So yeah, big ups to them. They probably don't get that much of a pat on the back for it, but yeah, they do a hell of a lot of crappy jobs that no one else wants to do. So yeah, busy day, but there was a fair bit of news out, some interesting stuff, so let's get into it. Just turn a little bit epidemic down, just take it down a level, just down a bit, they're about there. Rightio, MacBook 16-inch. The rumours continue, the leaks continue, images, drops, hammers. Rightio, big thing, escape key on your old MacBooks, pre-touch bar was a hard key like this one on my trusty little girl here. She was probably one of the last ones to have it. Then once I went to the touch bar, the 13-inch had the optional hard key and no touch bar, or the normal keys. And then you had the touch bar, which is a digital style. Apparently not many people like it. I haven't used the touch bar. A good mate's got one. I don't think I've ever heard him complain about it. So yeah, but apparently heaps of dramas with that touch bar. Not happy about the escape key. So they're basically on the new 16-inch. It's going to go back to an actual key, and then on the other side will be your fingerprint scanner. So keyboard wise, the actual keyboard that looked bigger, if that is the actual what we're getting from the leak. The keys, the letter keys look actually heaps bigger compared to the big normal keys. So that's pretty cool. And as well as that, AMD, obviously we had that with the Vega 20 and the latest 2019 model MacBook Pros. Apparently AMD are going to be dropping 5300 series and 5500 series graphics cards in as the options for this 16. So that's huge, because I jumped over to AMD to have a look at that today, and you might want to just have a bit of a gander. They are a super high quality bit of kit. The latest tech, I think it's 7nm chips in them, all the latest guff. Really cool stuff, and be awesome for us creators, for the musicians out there, guys doing photography, obviously video, Premiere Pro, anything that helps with Premiere Pro, Photoshop, all that sort of stuff, that heavy need a big shovel sort of work. That's when that graphic card comes in and helps out. So it'd be really cool to have that big power of AMD in there. So yeah, I'm hopeful that's the case, and they are going to put a high-end AMD in there, not just a little. I think, especially with the 16-inch, they need. Oh, sorry about that. Just the tripod. With that 16-inch, they definitely need to have like some real grunt in there. So I'm assuming the 16-inch will just start with the top of the line at the 5500, and I'm assuming, hopefully, the 5300 will be available from the 13-inch or 12-inch to 14-inch, like I'm guessing. Well, I don't see why you'd only have 1-inch difference between a laptop. That makes no sense. I think we've discussed this before. So yeah, maybe the 5500 will be for the 16-inch and the 5300 will be for the bottom two. That would be pretty cool. Or they drop the Vega 20 down into the 13-inch, then have the 5300 for the 14-inch, and then the big girls, the 5500 for the 16-inch. So that's pretty cool. Good news on the MacBook 16. All we need now is Apple to release the dragons. Release this thing, for Christ's sake. Everyone's waiting for it. It's Christmas. Give us a present, Apple. Give a dog a bone, for Christ's sake. Holy bundy. Canon has released a new camera, new mirrorless camera in the R series range. So you've got the R, which is sort of, I guess, the top of the range mirrorless. Cops a bit of flack off other camera companies, but yet crap ton of creators use it and swear by it. Now, Canon does have the best glass, and I think everyone agrees on that. They also, from everything I've seen, doesn't matter who it is, the color science with Canon is probably the best. The bodies just, I guess, haven't lived up to the rest of the Canon products. So when the new camera dropped, everyone was pretty excited about it. Everyone's been waiting for a pro Canon body to suit all this awesome glass and all the rest. What they released today was the RA, which is an astrophotography camera. So for an extra, what was it? $800 US more. So it retails for $2,500 US, over $1,700 for the R, which is now dropped in price. They remember we talked, I think last night, Canon has slashed the prices on the cameras. So if you want to bargain, now's the time. They're like only $1,700 US for an R. And I've already seen it happen in eBay that the Canon second-hand market is coming down as well. So that's really good news. That getting a Canon R, you can get one for now about $1,800 for a body, Australian. So that's really, really good. So yeah, so it's an RA. You've got the RP, which is the base model, the R at the top of the range, then the RA, obviously A for astrophotography, and basically it increases the sensitivity to infrared light. So when you're shooting into the cosmos up there, into that beautiful, beautiful big Milky Way and sky, if you're trying to pick up anything infrared on the infrared spectrum, this is going to assist you. Obviously it's a specialised field. It has to be, because if they're going to pay another $800 US, which is over $1,000 Australian, just to get this sensitivity, I'm assuming, and absolutely terrible astrophotography, but I love what some of those guys pull off. It's amazing, beautiful shots. I reckon it's awesome. This, I guess, is going to be really helpful for them. And it's good to sort of see that Canon is looking after that, not a niche brand, not a niche avenue, but all of its customers, giving everyone an option, which is good. But I think what they do need to do is bring out a high-end mirrorless, something that's going to be able to fight against that Sony AR4. 60 megapixels, man, that thing, super eye focus. You can pretty much jump around like a crazy man, and it cannot go out of focus. So a lot of people going to Sony on that side. Canon needs to really come out with something real soon. Hopefully in the next few months we'll see something drop that's going to be like put up the fight against Sony, because if they can get a good body, a pro body, they can at least match what Sony's got. Maybe not on the AF department, they might be able to get that, but at least on the megapixels, the sensor and all that stuff, that glass and everything else is going to help them stay in touch. If not, they're going to be in trouble. Movie news. Pretty wild bit of news actually. If you're into movies, if you're an old fart like me, you've all heard of James Dean, legend in the movies, died young, died in a car accident. Good looking bloke, much like myself. Some say I do, some say I don't. I'm probably with the don'ts. But he is just scored a new film. Now you're saying, Ash, he's dead. How can he be in a new film? Well, we all remember Tupac, the hologram, and they're changing people's faces in films so you can have 2 years. Will Smith in The Gemini Man had his younger self against his older self. Well, this is all going to the next level now, because basically they've got the rights to James Dean's images and voice. A computer, some super mega animators out there have basically created a digital James Dean, which is just insane. And they've got all his voice, so they can make up all his speech and voice. And the directors couldn't find someone to suit the part they needed. It's called Finding Jack, and it was going to be the world's first, apparently, full digital dead character. And basically is going to have a part in this film. And it's going to be James Dean, digitally remastered. They'll analyse his voice so they can make up all the words they need to do, and it'll be his voice, which we know they can do. We know what they can do with the software, the face and that. This is going to be pretty wild, and it's going to open up, I'm sure there's a lot of actors not real happy about this. It's obviously the first time it's going to be done. How good it's going to be a little bit and how do we feel about watching a dead person? My concern, and the only thing I would say to it, fantastic, the technology, and that's sort of great, that's cool, but if it's bad, is it going to tarnish the image of that legend of an actor? Like, he was live fast, die young. That's the sort of James Dean. He died in a 550 Porsche, one of the most beautiful cars ever built. Just gorgeous, one of my dream cars. He had one of them, and he died in that. An amazing bit of kit. So, like, he's now him coming back, and these guys, his family sold off the rights to that. It's going to seem a little bit weird that if it doesn't go well, will that diminish what his value is for his stuff, or will it just seem weird and people are just going to go, I don't want to have nothing to do with this. New technology, it's coming, it's going to happen. Be aware, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes and what happens from here on in. Xiami, the phone company, I think I've pronounced it, Xiami, the CC9 Pro. Holy Bundaluna. I guess that's a new word, Bundaluna. This phone, $500 US. Possibly not in the States or out of Australia yet. It's going to be released in China first. It's got 5 cameras. It's got main sensor on the main camera, 108 megapixels. On a phone worth $500. It's got a 20 meg wide screen, wide angle sensor. It's got an 8 meg telephoto, 5 times optical zoom. So that's pretty, it's not digital zoom, that's 5 times optical, so that's pretty awesome. It has got a 12 megapixel specialised bokeh sensor. So your portrait shots, and on iPhones you get that beautiful bokeh. Well, we get that from amazing lenses like this, the beautiful Super Takuma 50mm. That's where I get a beautiful bokeh from. They've got a specialised sensor that's gonna just basically capture this part. So if it's a portrait of me, that captures, and this will just be a beautiful blur of bokeh, however you want it. I know, I'm assuming you're going to be able to adjust all that in post and change it and do all that. That'll be all in part of this. It's got a 2 megapixel macro sensor as well, or camera sensor. So that's 5. That's pretty insane. The top of the range one's got a aperture 1.7, 8p lens on it, and it's selfie camera. So look at this, 32 megapixels. That's more than the M50 on the selfie camera. Holy crap. 6.5 inch AMOLED display, 8 gig of RAM, so the same amount of RAM as my MacBook 13. This technology is just, you can't not be impressed by stuff like this. 256 gig of storage, The battery, 5260 milliamp hours. That's a monster. I'm sure that's bigger than the Samsung Fold. I think that's about the 4.5, and that's a big phone doing a lot of things. This is just a one. It's basically that, or a little bit bigger than that, but 30 watt quick charge only. And the only thing they're saying the downside, it's got a lower down chip, the Snapdragon 730 series or 700 series. But oh my god, 108 megapixels out of a camera. I mean, do you need that much? Probably not. But with all that information in there, and then the processors and stuff doing it, surely that's going to help make this thing look really good. And then it's got macro, a specialised bokeh. It's like, mate, these guys are just, it's insane. Phones are just out of this world now. Pretty cool. So that's releasing in China shortly. Keep an eye on that. If you need a spare camera in your pocket, $500 US, that's like $700 Australian, and you're going to get an amazing bit of camera kit for a base. No sort of chat on the video side, but just photo wise, holy crap. If you want to do test shots and stuff like that and just see what it's going to look like, and then you can bring in your good camera or whatever, pretty darn cool. That's some amazing specs out of a camera, and just shows you what's going to be happening with cameras and phones in the future. It's huge. And that's about it. Not much else. What do you do after something like that? 108 megapixels. I can't top that. Alright. Oh, and that's another day. Wow, it's pretty mind blowing. I mean, you have to like, that's a Xiami or Xiami, sure, Xiaomei. I'm not sure. My Cantonese is not that good. It's pretty average actually. So I won't offend them anymore. Super impressive on your new phone. That's an amazing bit of kit. Whatever, can't wait to see the reviews on it. I know the guys in the States, they'll be all getting them imported so they can test this thing out. So keep a lookout for that. That'll be pretty cool. So from me, another day over and done with. A fair bit of news there. Good news on the MacBooks. James being weird and phone. Holy crap. Pretty cool. So whether you're heading off to bed, it's a Thursday night. Some of you will be going out on the terps. Stay safe, look after your mates. And for you guys, getting to bed early, got a big day tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow, the end of your working week. That's awesome. You've earned it. Weekend's here. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao.